Alexander Technique at Home is about sitting and how to sit in a way that minimizes fatigue and maximizes energy. It's titled Sitting Secrets and will be in 2 parts. Part 1, how to tell the difference between a good chair and a bad chair. We will explain the elements that make up a good chair and those that make up a bad chair. And we'll share with you simple modifications that you can make to any chair so that that chair can support you better.
In Part 2, how to sit well in any chair, we will explain how the manner in which you are sitting affects how you feel. And we will share tips for improving awareness and posture as you sit.
By applying what you learn in Part 1 and Part 2, you will be well on your way to sitting better and feeling better in any chair. Before we begin, we would like to explain what is a proper sitting posture. Here. A proper sitting posture is one where our head and our torso is balancing over the sit bones of our pelvis. When our head is balanced on our neck, it elicits an upward thrust response of the spine, which helps us to stay balanced over our sit bones on the chair. When the head is not balanced on the neck, it causes us to fall back off of our sit bones and collapse in the spine.
It is actually much harder to collapse our spine when standing because reflexes in the legs, as well as the motor function of our brain, continue to keep our overall musculature engaged and give us the upward springing motion to stay vertical.
When we're sitting, however, this is not the case. So what do we do in order to improve our head and torso balance over the chair? Well, first, we need to look at what we're sitting in. We need to take a look at the chair.
Is it harder to stand on a flat surface or an uneven surface? A flat surface, of course, so the same is true for sitting.
It's much easier to balance our sit bones on the seat of a chair when the seat bottom is flat and level. However, most chair seat bottoms are far from level. Take a look at most car seats, office chairs, or school chairs. The seat bottom is almost always slanted backwards or curved inward at the center. An uneven seat bottom is the first problem that should be resolved in any chair. When we sit in a chair with a slanted or curved seat, it immediately tosses us back off of our sit bones, causing balancing of the pelvis, spine, and head to be nearly impossible.
When we fall back off our sit bones, it causes the lower back to curve. In order to not fall over, we pull the upper torso forward, which tends to cause us to throw our head back. The only way to sit upright is to lean against the back of the chair.
To resolve this problem of curving in the low back, many chairs put lumbar support in the chair in an effort to push the low back forward. But keep in mind that the curved low back is a result of the seat bottom. We prefer to look at the cause of the problem and remedy that. So to figure out if your chair needs some adjustments, get eye level with the seat of your chair and take a look to see if the seat bottom is slanted backward or dipped inward. If it is, take some firm cushions or a pillow and place those in the low parts toward the back of the chair if it does slant backwards. Keep in mind this chair doesn't slant that bad. Or in the center if it tends to dip inward, more as this chair does.
When you sit down, you will feel that you are more level and that it is much easier to balance on your sit bones.
The second problem that most chairs have is that they're too soft. So if the seat bottom is level, but it's too soft, you're also going to tend to sink in toward the center or toward the back of the chair. Again, you can use firm cushions, and we recommend high-density foam that you can purchase at any craft or sewing store. And you can fill up the lower parts or the sunken parts of the chair so that when you sit down you don't sink in quite so deep.
Another problem that many chairs have is that the seat bottom is actually too long from front to back.
When the seat bottom of a chair is too long from front to back, that's also going to cause you to fall back off of your sit bones. And the reason being is that when we sit down, we often don't land in toward the back of the chair. And so what happens is when we sit in the center of the chair, we tend to fall back off the sit bones and collapse into the back of the chair. In order to resolve this, we can do one of two things. either A, I'm going to have Eric come forward, and again I'm going to take a couple cushions, and I'm going to put it just behind his back, so that the back of the chair is now brought closer toward his back. Keep in mind that I haven't taken the cushions and put them at his low back, because the low back has an inward curve there anyway. So what's going to happen is he's going to tend to collapse back over the top of the cushions. What is better, and again I'm going to have you lean forward, is I'm going to bring the cushions and I'm going to have them higher up at his mid-back, or his thoracic part of his spine, which curves back anyway, which is going to support him more and keep him more balanced on his sit bones. The second option that you can do, I'm going to have you lean forward, is stand up. When Eric sits down, he's going to aim his tush toward the back corner of the chair where the seat bottom and the seat back meet. That's going to help him to stay more balanced on his sit bones and have more support from the back of the chair, which allows his spine to lengthen up and his head to balance on his neck.
If it is a chair that you use a lot and you move around in it, you may also want to tie the seat cushions to the back of the chair so that they don't fall on the floor every time you move.